What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to more Dead by Daylight. Now in this video I'm going to be bringing you a survivor tier list video. I have done one of these before for last mid-chapter update. It'll be down in the description below if you guys want to check that out, but now we're going to be doing one for this mid-chapter update just because Dead by Daylight's always adding killers, always adding survivors, always tweaking perks every now and then. And I've also done a killer tier list video. If you guys want to check that one out, it'll be down in the description below, and I usually do those every single chapter release, so just so you guys know. But we're gonna get started on this, and I'm gonna be kind of speeding through this, guys, just because my last tier list video was about an hour long and I don't want to spend that much time doing this. I just want to skim through all this, especially most of the people that watch Dead by Daylight tier videos do know what these perks do, but we are going to be talking about them just a little bit and kind of rush through these just a little bit, just so everyone can see where all these survivors stand in my point of view. So let's get started. Now, before I get started, guys, this is just gonna be my opinion of where I think these survivors stand and where I think they belong, and this is just gonna be based off the perks they come with, okay? Just their default perks. So first survivor that I think belongs in S tier, of course, is gonna be Meg Thomas. Most of you guys should not even argue with this one, okay? Just because of her perks and what she's capable of. Alright, now when it comes to her perks, it is Quick and Quiet, Sprint Burst, and Adrenaline. All these are top tier perks, guys. Really good perks. When it comes to stealth, she has Quick and Quiet. When it comes to escaping the killer, she has Sprint Burst, and when she even has a clutch perk for endgame, which is Adrenaline. All really good perks. So next survivor. So next survivor, it is Dwight. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in A tier, and this is why. Let's check out his perks. We have Bond, Prove Thyself, and Leader. Bond, allies' auras are revealed to you when they are within a certain range. Prove Thyself, gain 50, 75, 100% more blood points for cooperative actions. For each survivor other than you, gain a stackable 15% repair speed buff awarded to all repairing survivors within a range of 4 meters. And Leader increases the other survivors' healing, sabotage, unhooking, cleansing, exit opening, and chest searching speeds by 15, 20, 25% when they are within a range of 8 meters from you. So all really good perks when it comes to these, but in my opinion, they are teamwork perks. So if you're not really working with a team, you're not really getting the benefit out of these perks. So next survivor. Next survivor is going to be Claudette. I'm going to go ahead and put her in the A tier. Now let's check out her perks. Her perks are Empathy, Botany Knowledge, and Self-Care. So when it comes to Empathy, dying or injured or ally auras are revealed to you within a certain amount of range. Botany Knowledge, healing speed, and healing item efficiency are increased by 11, 22, 33%. Self-Care unlocks the ability to heal yourself without a medkit at 50% the normal speed. Increase the efficiency of the medkit by a certain amount of percent also. So when it comes to these perks, guys, all great perks. Like seeing them, reading them, really great perks. The only thing is that when it comes to self-care, which is one of the reasons I don't put her in the S tier, is that yes, you get to heal yourself without a medkit. That's amazing. That's great. The only thing is that the amount of time it takes for you to actually heal yourself is ridiculous, which is why I don't put her in S tier. Botany Knowledge is really good. I think I would rather use Will Make It than Botany Knowledge, but it's really great just because you don't need that requirement of unhooking a survivor. But anyway, Claudette, A tier. One of the reasons I don't put her in S tier is because of self-care. So, next. Oh, Ace, we meet again, bro. We meet again. Your perks are fun, okay? You can definitely do a lot of stuff with your perks, but when it comes to objective-wise, you don't help at all, bro. You don't help at all. So, I'm sorry. This is in the same place as last time, my last tier list, but you're gonna belong in D. Now let's check out the perks. So when it comes to Ace's perks, it is Open-Handed, Up the Ante, and Ace in the Hole. Open-Handed increases aura reading ranges by 4, 6, 8 meters. Up the Ante, for each survivor still alive, grant 1, 2, 3% luck. And Ace in the Hole, when retrieving an item from a chest, there's a 100% chance that an add-on of very rare rarity or lower will be attached to it. 10, 25, 50% chance to find a second add-on of uncommon rarity or lower. So like I said before, guys, really interesting perks. You can definitely combine them with other perks to make them work a lot better. But the only one I would really use out of all these is Ace in the Hole. That's only if I'm doing like a chest build or something. But that's one of the reasons he is in D tier. So next survivor. Next up we have is Nia. I think I'm gonna put Nia in B tier. I did put her in A tier last time, but I think I'm gonna put her in B tier this time, this mid-chapter update. So let's check out the perks. Nia's perks are Balanced Landing, Urban Evasion, and Streetwise. Balanced Landing. Upon landing, start sprinting at 150% of your normal speed for a maximum of 3 seconds if not exhausted. Urban Evasion, your movement speed while crouching is increased by 90, 95, 100%. Streetwise, reduces item consumption rate by 15, 20, 25% for you and allies within a range of 8 meters. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when it comes to Streetwise, I only use it for like a loot build or chest build. And when it comes to Urban Evasion, I don't really use it much, but it's great for stealthy type players if you want to do that in game. Balanced Landing, it's an escape perk, which is great. I love escape perks. Life is one of my favorite perks. Balanced Landing is also good. Of course, you can use it whenever you like jump off a window, whenever you jump off a hill or something like that. So really good perk, but I think Nia definitely belongs in at least B tier. Next survivor is going to be Jane Romero. I'm going to go ahead and put her in the B tier along with Nia. Now let's go ahead and check out our perks. When it comes to Jane's perks, it is Solidarity, Poised, and Head On. Solidarity, while injured, healing a survivor without using a medkit also heals you at a 40, 45, 50% conversion rate. Poised, after a generator is completed, you leave no scratch marks for a certain amount of seconds. Head On, of course, we all know what Head On is. While standing in locker for 3 seconds, Head On activates. While Head On is activated, performing a rushed action to leave a locker stuns the killer for 3 seconds if they are standing within range. So amazing perk right there. Really fun, especially just because I've said this before, you combine it with Quick and Quiet. A lot of people do already in game. It's just a great combination, which is why I put her in B tier and nothing lower than that. When it comes to these other perks, Solidarity is a decent perk. It's not a bad perk, but I don't really use it much. And when it comes to Poised, there's really not, you can definitely find another perk to replace this one, just because it doesn't really help you guys when it comes to objective wise. Okay, it doesn't help you escape the killer, it doesn't help you do gens, or it doesn't really help you heal other survivors or anything like that. So kind of a low tier perk in my opinion. But anyway, next survivor. Next up, we're gonna choose Jake. Jake, I put you in B tier last time, man, but I think I might have wronged you a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you in A tier. Here's why. Let's check out the perks. So when it comes to Jake's perks, guys, it is Iron Will, Calm Spirit, Sabo. Iron Will, grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced by 50, 75, 100%. Calm Spirit reduces chance of alluring crows by 80, 90, 100%. And Sabo unlocks the ability to sabotage hooks without a toolbox, and you can also see the hook auras whenever a survivor is being carried within a certain amount of meters. So all those really good perks. So when it comes to Jake's perks, guys, Iron Will and Sabo are the main reason why I put them in A tier. Really good perks. Sabo, of course, if you're trying to be the team player, trying to help out your team as much as possible, try and stop them from getting hooked, this will help you out a lot. And Iron Will is just a top tier perk, which is going to help you out so much, whether you're being chased, whether you're trying to be stealthy and you're injured. It's going to help you out so much when it comes to certain situations in game, okay? And Calm Spirit is a decent perk, not a great perk, but it does help you reduce the chance of alluring crows, which is, me, to be honest, not that great. But this is the kicker right here. It's really good against Doctor, just because Calm Spirit can also help you overcome the urge to scream. Next up is going to be my boy, the one, the only, my boy David King. I'm going to go ahead and put him B tier. Now let's go ahead and check out his perks. So these are David's perks. We're going to live forever, Dead Heart, No Mither. We're going to live forever. Each time you perform a safe hook, rescue, or take a protection hit for a survivor, gain a stackable 25% bonus to all blood points, gain up to maximum of 50, 75, and 100%. Dead Heart, press the active ability button while running to dash forward. During the dash, you avoid damage. No Mither, you're affected by a broken stats effect during the duration of the trial, but you did not leave any pools of blood. Grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced by 0, 25, 50%, and grants you the ability to fully recover from the dying state. So the reason I put David in B tier is because this perk right here, which is Dead Hard, we all know it, we all love it, we all hate it at the same time, especially since it only works half the time. Let's be honest, Dead by Daylight, please fix this. But that's the reason I put him in B tier, okay? We're gonna live forever. It's good if you want to stack up blood points, if you're trying to go for like a blood point build or blood point. You're on the blood point grind, trying to get these blood webs out of the way. And we also have No Mither. Dude, this is the reason you're not higher than B tier. I'm just saying, okay? If I see someone with No Mither in my team, they stay on hook. Just saying, okay? But anyway, next survivor. Next up is Stranger Things Nancy. We're gonna go ahead and put her in B tier. Now let's check out the perks. So when it comes to Nancy's perks, it is Better Together, Fixated, and Inner Strength. Better together, the aura of the generator you're currently repairing is revealed to other survivors located within a 32-meter range. If the killer downs a survivor while you're repairing the generator, you see the auras of all the other survivors for 8, 9, 10 seconds. Fixated, you can see your own scratch marks at all times, and while uninjured, you walk 10, 15, 20% faster. Inner strength, each time you cleanse a totem, inner strength activates. While inner strength is activated, hiding inside a locker for 10, 9, 8 seconds when in the injured state or afflicted by deep wound, status effect will automatically heal you 1 health state. So when it comes to Nancy's perks, guys, you have your teamwork perk. I don't really use it just because I don't think it's that useful. You have fixated. Of course, you can see your scratch marks and you do walk faster, so you can definitely pull a fast one on the killer if you play it right. And you have inner strength, which I think is a great perk if you're not really teaming up with anyone, you're just playing solo and you can't really count on your teammates. If you're injured, you can definitely just cleanse a totem, heal yourself in the locker, and keep going on with the game. So that's a really good perk and one of the main reasons why I put it in B tier. So next survivor is gonna be my boy Adam. I think I wronged you last time as well, man. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go ahead and put you in B tier this time. I did put him in C tier last time. Now let's check out his perks. So when it comes to Adam, his perks are Diversion, Deliverance, and Autodidact. At Diversion, once Diversion is activated, press the active ability while crouched and motionless to throw a pebble, which creates a distraction for the killer at a distance of 10, 15, 20 meters. Deliverance, you now have a 100% chance to unhook yourself during the escape attempt. A successful deliverance from the hook triggers the broken status effect within a certain amount of seconds. And Autodidact, for every successful skill check completed while healing a survivor, you receive a token of a maximum 3, 4, 5 tokens. Each token grants you a 15% bonus progression for a successful skill check while healing survivors, but you do start the trial with a minus 25% progression penalty for skill checks to heal survivors. Now, when it comes to Adam, guys, I'm not gonna lie, one of the main reasons he is not S or A tier is because this perk right here, Autodidact. That is a lot to read, that's all I'm saying, and when it comes to the requirements of this perk, it's just not really that worth it. And we have Diversion, we all know this, well, wherever you want to call it, pebble, rock, whatever you want to call it, it is, I think it's a troll perk, let's be honest. We just throw out the killer whenever they come for us, and that's basically it. But if you use it well, you can definitely pull a fast one on the killer, okay? And one of the main reasons I do have him in B tier and not lower than that is just because this perk right here, Deliverance, guys, this is such a clutch perk, okay? This is such a clutch perk. Of course, you do need to meet the requirement, which is unhooking a survivor in order for this to activate. But nonetheless, this is a really good perk and one of the main reasons why Adam is in B tier. So, next survivor. Next up is Waifu for Laifu, which is Fang Min, my girl. She belongs in A tier, okay? And this is why. Let's check out the perks. So Fang Min's perks are Technician, Lithe, and Alert. Technician, the noises caused by repairing and their hearing distance are reduced by 8 meters. On a failed repair skill check, there is a 30, 40, 50% chance that the generator explosion will be prevented. And Lithe, after performing a rush ball to break into a sprint at 150% of your normal running speed for a maximum of 3 seconds, it does cause the exhausted status effect for a certain amount of time. Alert, when the killer breaks a pallet, a breakable wall, or damages a generator, their aura is revealed to you within a certain amount of time. So when it comes to Fang Min, what more can you ask, guys? You do have your escape perk, you have your aura reading and building perk, which I add, they also added the breakable wall, so if the killer breaks a wall, you can see their aura as well. And you kind of have your stealth perk, which is Technician, which is actually really, really good. Some people don't use it at all, but it can kind of come in handy throughout the game because you do reduce the noise whenever you're repairing a gen, and if you miss a skill check, you get a certain percent chance of that generator not exploding and alerting the killer, which is great. Next up, we do have Cheryl, the newest survivor added to Dead by Daylight. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here on B tier, guys, and this is why. Let's check out her perks. So when it comes to Cheryl, it is Soul Guard, Blood Pact, and Repressed Alliance. Soul Guard. Gain the Endurance stats effect for 4, 6, 8 seconds after being healed or having recovered from the dying state. During this time, any damage that would put you in the dying state will instead apply Deep Wound status effect. You have 20 seconds to mend yourself. If you take any damage while affected by Deep Wound or if this timer ends, you're immediately put into the dying state. And Blood Pact, when you or the Obsession are injured, you both see each other's auras. After healing the Obsession or being healed by the Obsession, you both gain the haste status effect, moving at increased speed of 7% for 6, 8, 10 seconds. And you have Repressed Alliance. Repressed Alliance activates after repairing generators for a total of 80, 70, 60 seconds. When repairing generator while Repressed Alliance is active, press the active ability button to call upon the entity to block the generators for 30 seconds, after which Repressed Alliance deactivates. Whoo, I swear these survivor perk descriptions are getting longer and longer every single chapter, I swear. So the reason Cheryl is in B tier for me, guys, is because this perk right here, Soul Guard, it is such a clutch perk. It is such a good perk. If you guys have not tried this just yet with Unbreakable, let me just say it is a great combination. It's an anti-slug perk, okay? This is a clutch perk, which is one of the reasons why she's in B for me. Now, when it comes to Blood Pact, in my opinion, it's not that great. It only works on you and the Obsession. Of course, you can see their auras when they're injured, but this is really not necessary at all, okay? You get the haste status effect for a certain amount of seconds, and that's basically it. And you get Repressed Alliance, which is another situational perk, but I don't really think it's that great at all. Yes, it's kind of like a Pop Goes the Weasel counter when it comes to killers. In case, yeah, you're working on gen, the killer just got done hooking one of your teammates, and you know they're going to use Pop Goes the Weasel on that gen that you're working on, you can go ahead and press the active belly button and the entity will block the gen. But of course, like I said before, I don't think it's really that necessary. I'd rather use something else other than this perk. Next survivor we're going to be talking about, guys, is going to be the absolute unit, the god, the one and only Bill. Now, I did put him in A tier last time, but you know what? Since then, I've changed my mind. He is definitely a S tier survivor, in my opinion. Let's check out the perks, and here's why. So when it comes to his perks, guys, it is Left Behind, Borrowed Time, and Unbreakable. Left Behind, when you are the last survivor remaining in the trial, the aura of the hatch is revealed to you within a range of 24, 28, and 32 meters. Borrowed Time, after unhooking a survivor within the killer's terror radius for 15 seconds, any damage taken that would put the unhooked survivor into the dying state will instead apply the Deep Wound status effect. The survivor has 10, 15, 20 seconds to mend themselves. And Unbreakable grants the ability to fully recover from the dying state once per trial. Increases the dying state recovery speed 25, 30, 35%. So after reading all that, guys, tell me he's not an S tier survivor. Tell me he is not a S tier survivor. Because Unbreakable is an anti-slug perk, okay? Yeah, Borrowed Time, it's an anti-camping perk. This can help you out so many times in game. Especially if you have a teammate that's getting tunneled, that's getting camped, that the killer wants that person dead, this can definitely help that person out. And of course, if all else fails, if your teammates suck, if they're just bad, you can go ahead and slap Left Behind, and it reveals the hatch to you whenever you're the last one standing. And even if the killer closed the hatch, you can still use this perk to find the hatch. You can bring a key with you in game, or you can find one in a chest or something. And there you go. Unless you're bad, then don't use this perk. Next up, we're gonna talk about Quentin. Quentin, you're, bro, I love you, man. I love you. I wish they would rework your character. I wish they would rework your perks, make them better, but they haven't done that just yet. So you're still gonna be in D tier. Now let's check out his perks. So when it comes to Quentin, Wake Up, Pharmacy, and Vigil are his perks. Wake Up, once all generators are powered, exit gates are revealed to you when within a certain range. While opening the exit gates, reveal your aura to other survivors within a range of 128 meters. And you have Pharmacy, searches through chests are 40, 60, 80% faster, and the noises they cause along with their hearing distances are reduced by 8 meters. And you have Vigil, you and your allies are within a range of 8 meters, recover from exhaustion, hemorrhage, mangled, hindered, and blindness status effect 10, 15, 20% faster. Now, all these 3 perks for Quentin, the only one I really use is Wake Up, okay? It can definitely come in clutch at the end game. And when it comes to Pharmacy, I only use this if I'm doing a loot chest build. And when it comes to Vigil, I don't really use this at all whatsoever. Even though it does help you recover a lot faster from certain status effects, it's not really necessary at all. I'd rather much use something else that can help me out stay alive in game. So, next survivor. Next up is my boy Tap. Tap, I'm sorry to do this to you, man. I put you in B tier last time, but I think I'm gonna bring him down a little to C tier. Now let's check out the perks, and here's why. So when it comes to Tap's perks, it is Tenacity, Detective's Hunch, and Stakeout. When it comes to Tenacity, your ferocious tenacity in dire situations allows you to crawl 30, 40, 50% faster and recover at the same time. Detective's Hunch, after a generator is completed, the ores of generators, chests, and totems within 32, 48, 64 meters are revealed to you for 10 seconds. If you're holding a map that can track objectives, generators revealed by Detective's Hunch are added to the map. Stakeout, for each 15 seconds you're standing within the killer's terror radius and are not in chase, you gain a token up to maximum of 2, 3, 4 tokens. When Stakeout has at least 1 token, good skill checks are considered great skill checks. Consume 1 token and grant an additional progression bonus of 1%. So out of the lineup of those perks, guys, the only one I really use is Tenacity. Tenacity, I think it's a great perk, especially if you use combination with Unbreakable, if you're going for like an anti-slug build. But Detective's Hunch, Stakeout, I don't really use these at all. The only reason I would use Stakeout was back in the day whenever Old Ruin was still in play. Those good skill checks turned into great skill checks. That would help us out a lot. That would really help you out. But in these times, where Dead by Daylight is at the moment, it's not really necessary at all. Detective's Hunch, yeah, it's an aura reading ability perk, but it's not really needed at all. You can definitely slap on something else that can help you out in game, okay? So, next survivor. Next survivor is gonna be Zarina. Zarina, I'm gonna go ahead and put you in B tier. This is exactly where you were last time, and this is exactly where you're gonna be this time. So, B tier is where she belongs. Let's check out her perks. So when it comes to Zarina's perks, guys, it is Off the Record, Red Herring, and For the People. Off the Record, once you're unhooked or escape from the hook, Off the Record activates for a certain amount of seconds. While Off the Record is active, your aura will not be shown to the killer, and grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced by 100%. Red Herring, after repairing a generator for at least 3 seconds, it will be highlighted to you with a yellow aura. The generator stays highlighted until it is fully repairing, or you repair a new generator or enter a locker. Entering any locker will trigger a loud noise indicator for the killer at the highlighted generator's location. And For the People, press the active ability while healing another survivor without a medkit to instantly heal them from the dying to injured or injured to healthy. You become injured and receive the broken status effect within a certain amount of seconds. When it comes to Off the Record, I think it's a decent perk. It's not a great perk. It's kind of a combination of Iron Will and Distortion. The only thing is that when it comes to this perk, it is a timed perk. You can only use it for a certain amount of time. When it comes to Red Herring, I don't really use this at all that much. I probably used it 2-3 times since this character came out, and in reality it's just a way of just tricking the killer, making them think you're in one area when in reality you're somewhere else doing something else, okay? And when it comes to For the People, this is the reason she's not lower than the tier she is at the moment. This perk is such a clutch perk, guys. This is such a good perk. Okay, this is a great perk. For the People, the only things that you do receive the broken status effect if you do use this perk, but it's a great perk. I use it all the time in clutch situations. It's definitely helped me survive and escape the trial a lot of times. Next survivor we're gonna be talking about is gonna be Laurie. Laurie, I put you in S tier just because of one perk, but I think I am gonna bring you down just a little bit more, which is gonna be A tier right here. So let's check out her perks. So Laurie's perks are Soul Survivor, Object of Obsession, and Decisive Strike. Soul Survivor, your aura cannot be read by the killer within a maximum range of a certain amount of meters for each killed or sacrificed survivor. And Object of Obsession, if you're looking in the killer's direction, your link will reveal your auras to each other. The effect applies if you're outside the killer's terror radius. And Decisive Strike, we all know what that is. We all use it. After being unhooked or unhooking yourself, Decisive Strike will become active and usable for a certain amount of seconds. Now, I'm not going to talk about Laurie that much, but when it comes to her perks, guys, let's be honest, most of us only use Decisive Strike. Object of Session, you can see each other's auras when it comes to the killer and the survivor using this perk. I mean, if you want to be troll, or if you wanted the killer to solely just focus on you that entire trial, then go for it. And when it comes to Soul Survivor, this is not really a great perk. I would consider this a low tier perk. I don't really think it's that great whatsoever. So, which is one of the reasons I kind of brought her down. Last tier video, I had her at S tier just because of solely the Decisive Strike. But I'm going to bring her down. I did think about it a little bit more just because these other two perks don't really help you out in game whatsoever or objective wise. And Pyramid Head came out and just said, what the hell is Decisive Strike? I never heard of it. So that's another thing to add on to the list. So that's the reason I put her in A tier instead of S tier this time. So let's go ahead and move on to the next survivor. The next survivor we're going to be talking about is going to be Yui. Yui, you belong in B tier. Let's check out her perks, and here's why. Now, when it comes to the second waifu for Laifu, her perks are Lucky Break, Any Means Necessary, and Breakout. When it comes to Lucky Break, while Lucky Break is active, you won't leave trails of blood for a certain amount of seconds. Any Means Necessary, press and hold the active belly button for 4 seconds while standing beside a drop pallet to reset to its upright position. And Breakout, when within 6 meters of a carried survivor, you gain the haste status effect, moving at an increased speed of 5, 6, 7%, and the carried survivor wiggle speed is increased by 20%. Now, when it comes to you have Breakout, which is kind of like a teamwork perk. It helps out your teammate escape the killer's grasp a lot faster. And you have Any Means Necessary in case you have a random that's just throwing pallets left and right. And you have Lucky Break, which I'd rather use Iron Will than Lucky Break, to be honest. Just because with Iron Will, you don't have any grunts of pain at all whatsoever. Lucky Break only hides the pools of blood, and that's pretty much it. And also, no, this is not a Oni counter to where you don't bleed blood orbs or bring out blood orbs whenever you're injured. So it's not a counter. So that kind of sucks. It'd be great if it was, but it's not. So next survivor. Next up is gonna be my man, my boy, Nancy's boyfriend, Steve Arrington. I did put him in C tier last time, guys. A lot of people were telling me to reconsider this, keep looking at the perks, try out the perks a little more. And you know what? I'll go ahead and bump him up to at least B tier because I don't think he belongs higher than that. But let's check out his perks, and here's why. Now, when it comes to Steve's perks, it is Babysitter, Camaraderie, and Second Wind. Babysitter, when you unhook a survivor, the unhooked survivor leaves no scratch marks or blood trails for the next 4, 6, 8 seconds. Both you and the killer see each other's aura for 4 seconds. Camaraderie, while you are on the hook in the struggle phase, Camaraderie activates if another survivor is within 16 meters of your hook. While Camaraderie is activated, the struggle phase timer is paused for a certain amount of time. And Second Wind, when you have healed other survivors for the equivalent of 1 health state, Second Wind activates. When the Second Wind is activated, the next time you are unhooked or unhook yourself, you are affected by the broken status effect. After a total duration of 34, 32, 30 seconds, Second Wind automatically heals you from injured to the healthy state. Second Wind deactivates once you are completely healed or if you are put into the dying state before Second Wind successfully triggers. When it comes to these perks, I like Babysitter and Camaraderie a little bit more than Second Wind. Second Wind, I really don't like that much at all just because you get off the hook, you're affected by the broken status effect. You can't be healed right away just in case someone has like won't make it or something like that. But you do get automatically healed within a certain amount of time, which is great. But then again, like what if the killer just knocks you down once again? So that's the reason I don't like it. That's one of the reasons why he's not higher than B tier. Camaraderie, I think it's a great perk. It really does help you out whenever you're being camped or something like that. And Babysitter is also a great perk in case you have a teammate that's getting absolutely tunneled or camped. And you get them off the hook and they have no scratch marks or blood trails for a certain amount of time, which is great. So that's the reason I put Steve in B tier. I bumped him up just a little bit, so that's where he belongs. And we only have 3 survivors left. We have Kate, Ash, and Jeff. Let's go ahead and start with Kate. I'm going to go ahead and leave her the same place I left her in last tier list video, which is going to be in C tier, just because of her perks. So let's go ahead and check them out. And Kate's perks are Dance With Me, Windows of Opportunity, and Boil Over. Dance with me has a cooldown of 60, 50, 40 seconds. When performing a fast vault or leaving a locker in a sprint, you'll leave no scratch marks for 3 seconds. Windows of opportunity, auras of pallets, breakable walls, and vaults are revealed to you when within a range of 20 meters. And boil over, your struggle effects on the killer are increased by 25, 50, and 75%. You obscure the killer's abilities to the auras of hooks that are within a certain range. Now, in my opinion, one out of these 3 perks are really good, and that's going to be Boil Over. It's a decent perk. I don't think it's really a top tier or a really low tier. It's kind of somewhere in the middle, just because it does help you escape the killer's grasp a lot faster, okay? And Windows Opportunity, this is great when it comes to beginner survivors, but once you do start moving up the ranks, it's not going to help you that much. You're going to be pretty familiar with the pallets and where the vaults are around the map. And when it comes to Dance With Me, I mean, the only reason I would use this is if I'm doing a full-blown locker build with like quick and quiet, head on, and Dance With Me. That's the only reason I would actually use this perk, because it does really help you out in-game objective-wise. So that's the reason why I put her in C tier. That's where I think she belongs. So next survivor. Next up in the survivor tier list is going to be Jeff. Jeff, I think I'm going to go ahead and put you right where I put you last time as well, which is going to be in B tier, along with all these other survivors. God, there are a lot of survivors in B tier. And yeah, let's check out his perks. When it comes to Jeff's perks, it is Breakdown, Aftercare, and Distortion. Breakdown. A hook broken by breakdown takes 180 seconds to respawn. Anytime you are unhooked or unhook yourself, the hook breaks and the killer's aura is shown to you for 4, 5, 6 seconds. Aftercare, you see the aura of every survivor that you rescued from a hook or who rescued you from one. You completed a healing action or who completed a healing action on you. This occurs for up to 1, 2, 3 survivors. All effects of Aftercare reset once you are hooked by the killer. And Distortion, whenever the killer reads your aura, Distortion activates and a token is consumed. You start the trial with 3 tokens. For the next 6, 8, 10 seconds while Distortion is activated, your aura and scratch marks will not be shown to the killer. So when it comes to these perks, guys, the only one I really use is Distortion, just because it kind of helps you stay off the killer's radar. Because let's be honest, like 70-80% of killers these days all use barbecue, so it's really going to help you out in game. And when it comes to Aftercare, I don't use this at all whatsoever. I'd rather use any other perk than Aftercare, just because I don't think this is really that useful. And when it comes to Breakdown, this is a decent perk. It's not like a high tier perk, it's not like a low tier perk, just because this is a long time. 180 seconds whenever someone unhooks you or you escape the hook, it's a long time to respawn, okay? So that just means that the killer is going to have to travel a further distance in order to hook you or another survivor. So this is a very situational perk. But anyway, next survivor. Last but not least, we have the one, the only, the Metal Man, the Evil Dead superstar, Ash. And I'm sorry, Ash, you're still down here, bro. I'm so sorry, okay? I'm so sorry. I think I left them in D tier as well last video, and I think he still belongs in D tier. But anyway, let's check out the perks. Now, Ash's perks is Flip Flop, Buckle Up, and Metal Man. Flip Flop, while in dying state, 50% of your recovery progression is converted into wiggle progression when you are picked up by the killer, up to a maximum of 40, 45, 50% total wiggle progression. And Buckle Up, the recovery progress of dying survivors can be determined by the intensity of their auras at a distance of up to 48 meters. When you heal a survivor from the dying state to injured, both the healed survivor and yourself see the killer's aura for a duration of a certain amount of seconds. And Metal Man, when it comes to this perk, let's just say when it came out, everyone was abusing it, okay? Just because it was that good. But nowadays, not so much. But Metal Man, after you earn 3 protection hit score events, Metal Man activates. Once activated, the next occasion that would put you into the dying state from the injured state is ignored. Next time you heal back to full health, your aura will be revealed to the killers. When you are farther than 12, 14, 16 meters from the killer, Metal Man will deactivate the next time you are put into the dying state, increases the odds of being the obsession. So let's be honest, guys, when it comes to Metal Man, no one really sees this in the game that much. At least I haven't seen it at all, and especially in red ranks, no one really uses this. When it comes to Buckle Up, I don't see this at all whatsoever as well. And when it comes to Flip Flop, this is the only perk I would really use in case like I want to combine it with like Unbreakable or that tap perk. I totally forgot what it's called. I keep forgetting what it's called. But flip-flop is actually not a bad perk. It's a decent perk. It's not like a high tier or low tier, but it's a decent perk, okay? Especially, like I said, if you combine it with Unbreakable, just because 50% of your recovery progression is converted into wiggle progression, so that's really good. Or maybe you want to combine this with like maybe Boil Over, which is Kate Denson's perk. So a lot of stuff to experiment when it comes to this perk, but the other ones I don't use at all. I don't think they're that great. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. But yeah, guys, there you have it. There is my survivor tier list for the mid chapter. Well, you guys did enjoy. I did move some survivors up. I did move some survivors down. So definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And I do one of these every single mid chapter update. So definitely look out for that. And I do a killer tier list every single chapter release as well. So every single time that time comes around, we'll be doing one of these. So hopefully you guys did enjoy, but that's gonna do it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Definitely does help a lot. And guys, follow me on Twitch if you guys want to see any DBD action live. I'm on there almost every single day. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next video. All right, peace.